Thank you so much. And I want to thank my partner, Kimberly Penny, for helping out with everything. Um, Guys, let me share a little bit about what we're going to be talking about tonight. Oh, and I have two PowerPoints up, so hopefully we have the right one. It's a day. It is a day for sure. All right. First of all, thank you guys again so much for being here. We start right away and we do finish right away. So it's a 45-minute presentation. And today it's all about transformations, positive mindset, and manifestation, living the life that you were created to live. And in today's world, that's something right now that lots of people are thinking about. We're all thinking about, what is our life going to look like? What is it going to look like tomorrow? What could it look like in the future? And so we are so fortunate to have two amazing presenters come on this afternoon and give us nuggets and tips and education on how to create that, how to give yourself the tools to manifest what you want your life to be like, no matter what's going on in the world, no matter what else is happening. What do you want and what do you deserve? And lots of different things that are that can happen from these tools and these nuggets. I don't want to take away their explanation of everything, but it's truly amazing what we can do when we visualize and what we see. They have stories that can be some real incredible stories. So if you are on speaker view, it'll be great to really see them up close. We do like to use our chat button, so feel free to chat on the side and to talk to each other and to really experience everything that's going to be happening tonight, because tonight is about you. Tonight is an opportunity for you to change your life or change your thoughts or give you the opportunity to know how you want to design your life and then give you the tools to be able to do so. So first, thank you again for being here. We are with Isogenics. Isogenics is our company that we love dearly. We love the nutrition, the community, everything about what Isogenics has to offer. And I just want to read this to you guys real quick, because this is our mission statement that has been a mission statement for the last 18 years. But in today's world, it even makes a little bit more sense. It's to impact world health, free people from physical and financial pain, and in the process, create the most trusted and respected health and wellness company in the world. I read this when everything began in the quarantine, when we began our calls, and it just really resonated with me more than it ever has before. We we need to protect ourselves, to give ourselves the right health, to take away that physical and financial pain, and to be with people that we respect and communities that we can surround ourselves with positivity. And so we're glad that you're with us today and enjoying this community. We do this every single week, same time, same phone number, different presenters, different topic, but this has become our community, full of people that we can trust and respect. Next week, we're so excited to present Zach Slobin, Trisha Wilkins, and they're going to share incredible knowledge with you about their stories, their life, and how they've been able to overcome different things in this world by using this nutrition company as part of their solution. Oh, this is the old slide. So hold on, guys. Nope, we're going to sorry, I changed the wrong one. So today has been a very interesting day. There's been lots of little faux pas that have happened. So if you don't mind working with us. But I want to introduce both of the speakers. And we're going to start with Kathleen Monteleone. And Kathleen has been an extremely dear friend from the minute we met because of this company. I've watched her transform. I've watched her become a completely different person over the last 6 years. And it all because she had a vision and a goal for herself of what she wanted in life, what she wanted her life to look like. And you'll see when we go through their transformation pictures, this was a vision that they always expected. And they found tools and ways to make this happen. Stephanie Bravaro will be next. And Stephanie, another dear friend, that I met because of being a part of this company and this community who has blessed our lives and so many other lives with her positivity, her smile. But she's also one of those that just comes to the rescue and calmly and patiently, like she is tonight. So thank you so much, Stephanie, for doing that. I'd like to turn it over to Kathleen to share her story and to give you an idea how no matter where you're at in life, you have the ability to design and create what you want. Thank you, Kathleen. Go ahead. Yep.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kathleen Monteleone, and I'd like to talk to you about my story and how important mindset and manifestation, as well as isogenics, has been a huge part of my life and my transformation. I want to say, if you ever feel like giving up, please don't, that there are health and wellness and financial solutions out there. Isogenics happened to be my resource. And as you can see, the products do work. I am a product of the product. And so I've experienced many challenges over my lifetime, and it started out very young. My dad is a Vietnam veteran, and so he suffers from post-traumatic stress syndrome. So therefore, it was difficult for him to hold a job. And so therefore, we moved all the time. So my brother and I were always the new kids in school. And so then we were constantly being bullied. And then on top of it, because my dad didn't work, we were very poor. So one of the instances I can tell you about in school was, so the school at gym time was where I took my showers, because we grew up with no running water or electricity or plumbing or anything like that. So one of the times being bullied really bad, so I went to run out onto the floor and knocked myself out. So from that point forward, I think I was in middle school, I refused to go to the school. My school and my parents put me to a Christian private school. So I got to wear a uniform, so I looked like everybody else. So it was really nice for the first time, to be accepted with my other peers, because nobody could tell that I was different then. And then I went into high school. My parents couldn't afford to send me to that school anymore, because the bullying started. But I pretty much just went to that school anymore, because I just focused on my studies. And my senior year, the guidance counselor came up to me and asked me if I ever considered going to college. And I told her no, because my parents couldn't afford to send me to college. And she told me that due to my grades, that I would be able to go to college if I got scholarships. So she helped me fill out everything. And so I got to go to a private business school. But during it was probably like my 7th or 8th grade, my family and I, we became homeless for a year in Maine. And that year was probably the toughest year of my life. However, it probably made me the strongest woman I am today because of it. That year, we lived in a van for a little while. And meanwhile, I was still going to school during this time. I lived in a tent in the middle of the woods for a little while. When it got too cold, my dad came across this old man that had a pretty big piece of parcel of land, and it had a huge barn in there. So we moved into the barn, and I stayed with the horses on bales of hay until it got too cold to stay in the barn. So he allowed us into his cellar where he kept the wood, and it was dark and cold and wet. And to this day, I can't be in the dark. I have night lights throughout my entire house. So that was pretty traumatic for me with the spiders and stuff. But one morning I woke up and I was laying in water because it had rained. And I cried to my mom, pleading to be allowed to go inside the house upstairs, and that I promised to be good, and the old man wouldn't let us up there. So my mom and dad found a trailer to move into, but it had, again, no running water, electricity, or anything. So we stayed in this trailer, and I remember our first night there. It was in December. It was so cold. We all slept together, and to help conserve heat. And that night, I really thought I wasn't going to survive because of the cold. But as you can see, I am. So that my mom finally told my dad enough is enough. So she went to work to help support the family because my dad had a hard time holding a job. And I think my mom has been a huge inspiration to me as far as becoming a woman and how women can be strong. So my mom bought a piece of property and that had a tar paper shack in it. And that's where I spent my high school years, was in the tar paper shack with no running water, electricity, or anything. So there again, the gyms, and when I had physical ed, that's when I took my showers, or otherwise it was outside in the rain. So having that life has really helped me learn about my inner strength, and how with the right mindset, you can pretty much achieve anything. So I went to private college for 2 years. My grandfather passed away my sophomore year, so I transferred to Maryland, and I finished out my college there. And while I was there part-time, I worked at an appraisal company where it was a family business, and the owner took me under his wing and taught me the business, and taught me how to network. And at the time, it was a man's going to the meetings, him and his daughter, to be here. It's all men, old men, not just men, old men. And he's like, yes, you want to be here. You want to be here. And I'm thankful that I stuck with it, because I believe that I'm as successful as I am today because I'm a certified general, and there's not very many women with my certification level that has been doing it for 33 years. So I have built a business. After the market crashed, I lost everything. So I remember my friends telling me that you're not ready to jump off the Bay Bridge. And I was like, no, like, it's just things. I can rebuild. I grew up with nothing. So there again, mindset is huge, and being grateful for what you have. If you have your health, then you can always rebuild. And then I went to massage school after the market crashed. And because I wasn't sure what I was going to do in the real estate appraisal business, wasn't doing very good. So I did a lot of self-discovery in massage school, and learning about different healing and really finding my true authentic self and what God put me on earth, and how to use my hands and my energy to have an impact on people. And I remember my first massage that I gave to a woman, and she told me I was sent to her by God. Her husband had literally passed away the day before, and I massaged her, and she said she felt the love that she's never felt before except from her husband. And she said I was very special. So so that was really nice. So that was my first massage experience with her. And then after that, I started neglecting myself. I became a stepmom, and so I was focused on family life and becoming the best stepmom I can for my stepdaughters. And I had an amazing experience. However, I got to the point where I didn't want my pictures taken. I didn't want to go shopping. I had, at that time, probably I'm thinking I weighed like 220, 215 at that time. So it was very hard. And I remember seeing a post on Facebook that my sister-in-law posted from a 80th birthday party, surprise party. And I looked at that photo and I was like, who is that girl? That was not me. And shortly after that, I started my health and wellness journey. I had a friend that put me into 2 Facebook groups. Game Changers is one of them, and Extremely Happy People. And so I stalked these pages for like 6 months. So it's important that people are in these pages because people are watching us and your journey, and you have no idea on how it could inspire somebody. So the members in these groups have been a huge influence in my life. My first event, Stephanie took me, and it was in San Diego, and that was the turning point of my life. I knew immediately I found home, and I had a complete meltdown. And thank God they were all there. And I knew that I was going to be a leader someday with Isogenics, and that I was going to be on stage, and it's coming to fruition. And Isogenics has been a huge part in my weight loss journey. The nutritional cleansing, the vitamins. I have dived into all the self-development that Isogenics offers. I love Rod Hairston, Brendan Burchard, Tony Robbins, Eric Worre, David Wood. If any of you guys go to Isogenics University in Action, that event is amazing. I got to work one-on-one with Albie Shepherd. You guys listened to him last week. He was amazing. And so yes, I do a lot of reading. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to YouTube videos. One of the things that has really helped me is that I take every day and I journal. I say my gratitudes every morning when I wake up. Every night before I go to bed, I say my gratitudes, and I really give thanks for what I have, and I give thanks for what's to come. And my youngest stepdaughter says she's never met anyone like me, that when I manifest something, it always pretty much 99.9% comes to fruition. So our next guest speaker, really pay attention because the stuff really works. And so I just want to let everyone know that I'm 51 years old. I've started over 4 times in my life, and that it's never too old. You're never too old to start, and that nothing is impossible, and your past does not have to define your future, and use your past to help inspire others. And that's what I look forward to doing.
Oh, Kathleen, absolutely beautiful. I love that you have shared so many of the different things that you have gone through, and then created such a life for yourself. And I know there's even more to your story that you didn't share. It continued on for many years, and your story is actually just now beginning. Do you mind telling us, though, because you talked about the nutrition program and how that gave you a transformation, right? It's such a beautiful transformation. Do you mind sharing with us a little bit of information about the way that you did that and some of the products that you used?
Sure. So I do 2 shakes a day. I do a shake for breakfast, and I do a shake for lunch. Now, what has really helped me the past year, I actually, so we're supposed to have 2 snacks, and so I have braces. I took them out right now, but I have Invisalign braces, and my teeth got so sensitive that I started juicing. So I do my juices for my snacks because I can't chew that well right now. and I eat one clean meal. So I have a salad with protein, or I try and make a really good clean meal for my dinner. But I also, so the isolene shakes contain 24 grams of undenatured whey protein, and it helps with leaning your muscle mass. I also use the Cleanse for Life. This helps support natural detoxification and encourages safe and healthy weight loss, and protects cells and vital organs from the damaging effects from free radicals. I also, Ionic Supreme, I call it my happy juice. I love Ionics. That is a nutrient-rich drink that restores and protects the body. It buffers the body from environmental toxins and stress. I call it my happy juice. Sometimes I take it twice a day. I took it 3 times today. I was really stressed today. So, but yeah, so it helps reduce fatigue, and yeah, I'll never go without a day without my Ionics. I also take the vitamins with Isogenesis, and it provides vitamin nutrients and nutritional support. It comes in an AM and PM pack, and I also take extra Isogenesis because several of us on the team have discovered that just a little extra product B can do wonders and define the age of your driver's license. So, so I take an extra 4 a day. So I take 4 in the morning and then 4 in the evening of Isogenesis. So,
Right.
so these are all the products on the slide are what I use.
That's perfect. And if you just want to quickly go over the different packs that would be available to people, if they would like to have a transformation with their body similar to what you and Stephanie have gone through. There's all kinds of different packs,
So
guys.
we
And
have did I lose you guys?
no, you're good. Go ahead, Kathleen.
I don't hear anything.
Oh, you can't hear?
Okay. So we have, well, my thing keeps coming up that I'm unstable. So I don't know. If you guys can hear me, I'll keep going.
Yeah, you're
So
good.
we have the $5 day pack that has the shake and Isogenesis. And then we have a $10 day pack that provides the Ionics, the shakes, the cleanse system. And then we have the $20 a day that includes the shakes, the cleanse, the Ionics, and all the like goodies to help like the snacks and stuff. They're really good. And then the blender. So I joined with the $10 day pack when I started, but by the time it's all said and done, I buy all the extras too. So I probably right now I do the $20 day.
Right.
So
Best to get it
I
all at
love the whey thins and all the stuff. Yes, the bars, because I take the bars on hiking, and so
Right. And I know you use
yes.
so many of those different products every single day. So that's the value pack. And the value pack allows people to really experience several of the different products that we offer, whether it's energy, snacks, dessert. The blender is absolutely amazing. And of course, the protein bars. And so there are several different ways to design this. If you are experiencing a little extra right now during this time and you want to have a transformation, these are some of the different packs that we offer. And just get back with the person that invited you today. But let's continue on. Thank you so much, Kathleen, for sharing that story. That is, you have overcome so many wonderful things. I wanted to share with you before we bring on our next speaker who has a lot to say about manifestation, that just so we all have a disclaimer, every situation is different. Every transformation is different. And whether it's our financial or our physical uh, uh, situations that happen, everyone's going to have a different situation. We can't guarantee anything, but we continue to bring story after story of people that have gone through these amazing transformations and their lives just continue to be changed. And so I would like to introduce Stephanie, who has come in to help us when there's been a few issues with technology today and changing of speakers and just a few different things that happened. And what happened is we manifested her. And we sat around this table. I had about 20 minutes to find a new presenter. And I sent a message out to a few friends, and Stephanie came up. And I'm like, yep, that's exactly it. That's exactly who we're looking for. And Stephanie absolutely was like, yes, what do you need? What time, where, when? And I will be there. And I can't thank you enough, Stephanie, because you have so much to share. So I'm going to stop and bring you on to share your story and teach people about manifestation.
Absolutely. I'm blessed and grateful to be here. It's a wonderful opportunity. Can you hear me okay? Wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to focus sort of on content. I'm going to weave some story into it. If we could go, so a little bit about me. Go back a slide for a second. A little bit about me. So, right, I'm not going to tell you my whole story. I'm 54. So that would take a while. And Kathleen gave us such an amazing, beautiful story of transformation. We will use that as a ballast as we talk about the content related to what I thought about of, there's sort of two sides of manifesting. There's sort of the heart skills, the soft skills, the internal skills, and then there's sort of these sort of more firm or mind-based or external skills, and the combination of the two are incredible. So I'm a coach. I've studied directly under everybody from, oh God, T.R. Becker and Tony Robbins and Robert Allen, and I work very closely with Lisa Nichols and tons of people. And of course, in all of those things, we talk about manifestations. I've worked in corporate America where I was the head of projects for AOL Europe Technology. I lived in London and Italy. I was an entrepreneur and had a company called Grateful Woman, and I had a book that was a #1 international bestseller and sold the company in 2018. I joined Isagenix in 2018. Physically, I'm sure my story about my very heaviest of my weight, that picture of me, the before is just the before of Isagenix. At my heaviest, I was 327 pounds. I'm 5'8", so unless I was 8'5", that's probably not a good weight. And what's really beautiful is I've never done it as a diet. I wouldn't want a day without isogenesis. I believe that it is part of the reason that my boyfriend is 37 and you wouldn't know it. And there is such an age difference. We didn't know it. He thought I was super younger than I was, and I thought he was way older than he was. Wow, that was a fun realization when we did. And then he bought me 17 roses and told me that he thought that this was our lucky number. So talk about manifesting, right? I also am avid user of the products, and I love the financial freedom that Isagenix offers me. So a little bit, let's get into this. Let's talk about manifesting. So first, let's talk about some of what I thought about the soft skills. And I'm going to give a couple stories of manifesting from my life as quickly as I can. I know we don't have tons of time. The good news is I'm a quick talker. Take notes, pay attention, and if you want me to follow up with anything information-wise, we can make sure that you get whatever you need from Stephanie. Whatever you hear is exactly what you're meant to hear, and whatever I say is exactly what's meant to be said. So we're all good that way. So the first thing we talk about is visualization, right? So when we talk about manifesting, what we're talking about is the marriage of intention into reality, right? And there are tools that you can do that open up the universe a little bit more for you. And one of them is visualization. And I've heard that described as the marriage of intention to thought, right? And so you can do that through affirmations. You can do that through visual meditations, meaning like you already see yourself in that life. You see, what does that feel like? What does that look like? How would that be? What, because our body doesn't know the difference really between something real and something imagined, in truly within our mind, right? Like if we get hit, we're going to get cut, we're going to bleed. But the idea of pain can be triggered, as we know, within our mind and within our heart without any physical pain. So the visualization is very powerful, and sort of that living as if. So I'm going to drop that little bomb and then leave that for a minute. And I'm going to point back to visualization to explain what that means a little more. The second is be grateful for the now. Be grateful for the now. So everyone who's like, I hate my body, I hate my thighs, I wish I weren't fat, let it go. Because our bodies are beautiful. Our bodies are just a combination of everything we've ever put in it or moved or not moved. And it's actually pretty awesome, right? And that's not just about our body, it's everything in our life. If we say, I don't have any money, I never have money, God, money is horrible, the universe will go, okay, so she wants more, money is horrible. Okay, because the universe isn't judging. Right? The one quote that I always think of is, the words you speak become the house you live in. Be very, very intentional about the words you use. You think that people have like said, well, I'm not happy because I say I'm happy. And it's like, at some level, it's true. At some level, the words you speak. So don't ever speak words that aren't what you want. Don't use negatives. Only speak words that are truly speak words that are the life that you want. You may have fears, you may have insecurities, but unless you're unpacking it in order to heal it, right? Which we do. We dredge up our past. Have you guys ever heard of the thing called a blessing? It's finding the blessing inside of a lesson. So even when something horrible happens, go to your heart space and go, God, no, I do not wish that this happened. I do not wish COVID happened, but God, I am so grateful because I know that disasters are relationship accelerators. And I truly believe that if it had not been for COVID, I would not be with the man I'm with now. And I'm happier than I've ever been in my life. So we don't ever know what's coming. We don't ever know. But if we can find nuggets of gratitude, Kathleen did it perfectly. She was sitting there and she's telling us these stories and we're like, oh my God. And she's like, we were really grateful to have each other to stay warm. Like there was no pity in her voice. There was no feel sorry for me. This was the life that she had. And for her to find the beauty within it, these little nuggets, that's part of manifesting. That's part of I think of two little kids, and if one little kid's like, I hate my life, give me money, I want to buy something. And another kid comes up and goes, I am so grateful for everything you've ever given me. I would love to be able to be of higher service and I would love to have X. Which kid are you giving it to? Right? So be really intentional about our words. And remember, nothing has meaning but the meaning we give it. Right? So if you say, well, something horrible like COVID's horrible, so I can't feel good about that. No. Or all of the racial tension that we have going on now. Find nuggets of beauty within it. I'm hearing people speak about things I've never heard them speak about before. If this is a catalyst, God, I'm praying it's a catalyst, right? So stay in finding a nugget of beauty inside things. And the third thing is let go of the how. Woo! Don't try to run the ship. Have some intention, right? And stay in action. But more importantly, stay open to what that answer is going to look like. So really quickly, the first story I'm going to tell you is I was married to my high school sweetheart, and we got divorced very amicably. And the same time we were getting divorced, my dog died. Now you'd think those things are horrible. My dog, the marriage ending was very amicable. There were no kids, and the dog was, 16. It was his time, things like that. But I thought, when again in my life could I actually be that I'm not responsible to anyone or anything, and I could go and be anywhere and do anything. And I'm not going to tell the whole story of it, but it's wicked. It's the crazy, like I didn't know what I was doing was manifesting, but let's just say I put my house on the market, sold my car, and literally started creating this life so that even if I didn't end up moving to London, I knew my life was going to be moving. I was offered a job in Bristol in the UK. So that's close. That's only a few hours away, right? They flew me in for a week and I went, it's London. I thank you for this, but I know, I don't know how I know, but I know it's London. And I continue to be grateful for everything. And it did manifest the story of it. If one man hadn't been at a funeral the day my CTO said, I want to see all the resumes for project managers, it would have been taken out because they thought they couldn't get me a visa. Well, the CIO went and got all of the CVs. Long story short, I became their head of projects, and he would have never seen my resume had the one guy who was the head of HR not had to be out of the office that day. We never know how the path will be cleared for us. And so we just have to be available for it. And when he interviewed me, it was during the exact time of my most important project meeting. And I had to lie a little bit and ask my tech analyst if she would lead the meeting because I had an important other meeting I needed to go to. I guess it wasn't a lie, but it, I gave over my project because I thought, this is on my path. This is what's meant to happen. And I went to that interview and had the job before the end of the interview. So we never know how things are going to come to us, but let go of the how. Let go and stay open. I truly believe my instincts are my superpowers, but I also believe every single person in the universe has the same superpowers. They just have to work the muscle. You have to get really comfortable, especially the women on here, because ours are right there. We have such beautiful, beautiful, strong instincts in our guts. Learn to cultivate that and to listen to that and to stay in self-love and self-care no matter what's happening. So those are the soft skills. And that was how I got to London. And it was just a hoot, just for the record. It was awesome. And then I ended up living in Italy for 5 years and dating a man in Italy for 5 years and learned to speak Italian. I mean, we never know. So now I want to talk just a little bit about something that I've done where I was phenomenally intentional about what this looked like, about what I wanted. And it was a process, right? So the people who created, how am I doing on time? I got like 5 minutes? Oh, okay, I'm doing okay? Okay. So I actually am connected with the widow of the man who created something called Six Sigma. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's basically sort of like a really, like they have black belts, like it's an intense form of sort of, for lack of a better word, process optimization and things like that. The latest version of it is called the Great Discovery. And it's the application of Six Sigma to the individual and to small groups. I'm literally like, how do I get into that? Because it's how my brain has always thought, but apparently only 5% of us naturally think like that. And I didn't always have the words to articulate or the process to back it up, right? So they've actually asked me now, after just watching me inside of a pilot, they've now asked me to join them as a coach through the Great Discovery, which is going to be amazing. But I want to talk about it's not like these soft skills are critical. The living from gratitude, the visualization, and the letting go of the how, like they're all critical, but some things that might help people who go, that's all not tangible, I can't hold it. Talk to me about something tangible. Here's tangible, okay? So what this is my soulmate dream board. So when I took this class, there were all these guys taking it for business. And I was like, I want to apply this to the most personal thing I can think of to see if it works. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to use this Six Sigma individual process to find my soulmate. And they actually were blown away. They loved it. But what we had to do was we had to start with our mission. So my mission is to find and commit to a relationship with a partner where we up-level each other from our personal strengths and ensure each other is safe, heard, cherished, and desired. So I just wanted you to get an idea of what a mission sounds like, right? Then they say, get really clear on what your core values are, right? And again, specifically my core values in relation to that mission. So I put forever learner, like I really need somebody I'm a forever learner, and that's very important to me. Caring, constructive communication, respect and integrity, playfulness, and up-leveling. So, and I gave definitions of what those meant to each of me. Ultimately, your values help you to identify your bigger why, right? We don't want to lose weight just to lose weight. We don't want money just to have money. They offer us things like freedom. They offer us strength. They offer us things that add value, right? So getting clear on what your values are accelerates what your mission is and your intention is, right? And then are you ready for this? You guys, I'm not kidding. I created a process flow for finding a soulmate. This is, if you wanted to know how to find a soulmate, I will be having courses on this. It is, and it's terrifying how well it works. But just for the record, okay, this is between all of us on the call. I've shown this to no one before. The first box says start, and it says, are we isolating? If so, continue to date Jason. So Jason is the guy that I chose in the beginning of the we had been dating for like 4 or 5 months, and we decided, you know, we were going to be with each other, but I really didn't think he would make it beyond it. But I stayed open. And when we would have troubles, I wouldn't tell him what was wrong with him. I would ground myself and see how this was out of alignment with my values and why that hurt. And that change in discussion freed him up to become literally like the most present, loving partner I've ever asked for. Like, I would be stupid to even consider at this point letting go of him, because it's not about him and it's not about me. It's about, I set this intention and I set the wheels in motion, and the universe showed up for me, and it's my responsibility to stay open to it. So one other thing I wanted to say was dedicate. So when you have this intention, no matter, again, if this is finances, if this is your body, whatever it is, when you set the intention and you've aligned it to your values, and one thing to do is set up at least one catalyst, one goal that says that you've at least entered into your mission. So my catalyst, for example, is my partner and I have enjoyed a committed relationship for 18 months where I feel physically, emotionally, and financially safe, truly heard and seen, deeply, playfully cherished, and wildly desired at some positive level each day. So whatever you do, create something that's measurable that allows you to be in action. Try to make the things that you measure be in relation to things that you take action about, even more than the results. So working out every day instead of just saying, I want to lose 50 pounds, right? Keep it into action, because we are responsible for our beliefs about ourselves, others, and the world, about our feelings and emotions, and about our actions, inactions, and reactions. Those are the only things we're responsible for in life. And the last thing is dedicate the time and the systems. Try to create little systems that move you forward towards your goal. Even if that goal feels a million miles away, if it's to become a millionaire, like people who are on this call right now through Isogenics, what are your little and daily actions, and what systems do you have in place to do that? I love, if you guys haven't read Atomic Habits, it's a great book by James Clear. And one thing he said that punched me in the face and made me dance at the same time was, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Oh, I was like, that is painful and I hate it. And it's so true. So if you can marry daily, little and often actions that you have with systems that are aligned to your goals. And now let's tie the last thing back to visualization. And I'm done, and I'm going to be 1 minute more, Steph, just to tell you time-wise, so we just talked about the time and the systems, right? Visualization is, wait, I don't want to lose. Oh, is your identification. Okay. The other thing they said in Atomic Habits that was amazing was, identify yourself in who you are going to be. In other words, identify yourself as a millionaire. Identify yourself already in a loving relationship. Identify yourself as healthy. Identify yourself. It doesn't matter if you're not there yet. Only you know that. Identify with that. And the combination of that, and it's through visualization, it's through the gratitude, it's through letting go of how. If you marry the identity to the process and systems, boom, it explodes. So the only thing I wanted to say in conclusion is, if you stay in action, little and often, and align your identity, right? And what are we responsible for? Your identity is your beliefs, your thoughts and feelings, and your actions, right? If you align your identity to your intention, it's like placing an order with a cosmic Amazon. The only problem is nobody gets Amazon Prime. Nobody can dictate when they get that delivered. You have to trust the universe will provide it. That the universe will provide what we need when we need it and for our highest good. So if you can trust when, absolutely, and be open to how, right? And just know that it's all for your highest good. So repeat the quote is, You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. So that is it. If you guys have any other questions, tell me. This was a hoot. Thank you.
Wow. Well, thank you, Stephanie and Kathleen. I mean, we knew it would be incredible, but what a way to just come in and help us to see visions and create these visions. And Kathleen, going through your story, you showed that it happens. It happens. And Stephanie, wow. I mean, you set goals and every single one of them happened. Because you used your tools, you used your systems, and they did not fail you whatsoever. Guys, I want to thank you guys all so much. Don't hang up yet, because what we continue to do is have an after chat. And this is an opportunity, if Stephanie and Kathleen are available, to ask questions and to learn just a little bit more. We take another 10 to 12 minutes so that we can allow you guys to just receive the information that's going on in your head of what you might need before this call ends. So go ahead and unmute yourself. If you have a question, you can put it in the chat. We would love to hear from you. If there's something going on inside of you, especially in today's world right now, that you just want a little nugget or a tool, one of them's going to have some kind of answer or direction for you. So please go ahead and unmute and ask away. But what an absolute blessing to have both of you present the visual of it occurring and the nuggets and tools to keep it happening. All right, guys, if anyone has any questions, please feel free. Or if you just want to give kudos, go right ahead, because that's always fun to receive too. Manifestation is all about receiving.
I would love to hear a little bit more about Stephanie's dream board, how she has all those circles, and she told us about several, but I'd love to hear a few more.
Sure. Okay. So this picture that I put on the front of my dream board is the very center is your mission. So your mission is where you declare the overall goal. What is this vision? What is your intention? They use the word mission because it comes from a technology world. It comes from a geek world. So they're going to use geeky words, right? It's truly setting the intention for what you want. Then your values, you could pick 3 to 5 core values that are important to you. Make them completely personal, right? And describe what that means to you. So, and when you describe your values, always use it in terms of you. Don't say like, I want other people to be X. You say, I am X. So like, I don't know, just an example, a forever learner. I am actively on my spiritual journey and I'm open to all gifts and lessons of the universe. I seek out the blessing. I live with my eyes and my heart open and with self-care as my ground zero.
Yeah,
So you
right.
say words that make that real to you. And then the catalyst is just a measurable thing that tells you that you got in there. So that could be something related to if your intention was about like healthiness, it could be that you could hold a plank for 3 minutes, or that you could fit in this pair of jeans, or whatever those things are that just are sort of a little gate that tells you you've entered into it. And then all I did on the back was repeat that. That's the same thing I had on the front. And this is literally a process flow that I created because my brain is a dork, of where I am now and what I think it would take me to get to celebrating 18-month anniversary with my soulmate. And like literally there are little things here that says, if there's a problem, assess against my values, things like that. So I learned that I needed to create a vehicle to assess things against my value. So it's a lot of information to try to pour into there, but it's all about intention and setting goals, and then time and action towards those every single day.
Absolutely amazing, Stephanie. All right, guys, we do have time for one more question if anyone has a question. I know some people have some really, really incredible goals.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
Hi, I'm a guest to this website and I love that board. I feel like I have a lot of good soft skills, but it's hard for me to put it in writing. Is there any tip to help you define what you are when you're not used to doing that and you're just used to going on your feelings, but without real intention? I know the writing part is very important.
It is, and I'm a very visual person. If you're a journal writer, if you're a hand writer, write it by hand. If you like to draw it. If you're good on the computer, like find whatever medium makes you happy. Needle pointing may take longer, but if that makes you happy, makes you happy. Again, this doesn't matter. This was a whole class that I've
I
done,
think
right?
it's great.
Yeah, no, it's really crazy powerful. But I think the most important first step, without a doubt, is to document the intent. Where do you want to be? What does it look like? What does it sound like? What does it smell like? How would your life be different? What is that? To the best of your knowledge, like, get visceral with it, right? Get it in tune with your body. It doesn't even matter if it's a new job, a new man, a new body, a new, whatever you want to make better or different or whatever. Get clear on, what is that intention? What does that look like? And then again, I can't stress enough, I found the secret sauce to be understanding how that aligned to my values. So so again, my intention to find and commit to a relationship with a partner where we up-level each other from our personal strengths and ensure each is safe, heard, cherished, and desired. I don't know how to be any more specific than that, because specific will vary by person. What words you need to hear that energize you, the words you write for your mission, you should go, that's what I want. That's where I want to be. And then your values, if you might actually notice your mission is in, like, you might have values about family and home and I don't know, other things that are sort of stable, right? And you could have a mission to leave everything and travel the world. Well, if those things can't find a way to marry each other, you'll be in constant conflict because your inner core values aren't in alignment with your outer intention. So one thing to look at is, what do I need to shift what my core values are right now? If my core value is staying put, knowing everything, being comfortable, being safe, and I want to go protest and I want to be part of a huge movement, I'm not going to last very long. So getting clear on how your core values, and be honest. That's one last thing I would say, is it doesn't hurt anyone but ourselves if we aren't honest with it, right? Like, nobody's going to say to you, no, you're not that. But I think the more honest we can be, like when and get a team around you, get people to support you in this, help each other, right? So I had people who looked at my core values and they're like, that's you all day long. If that had been out, they would have also said, I don't get what that means or why you wrote that, right? They gave me feedback and I could talk to them about this. Do you think that this is the catalyst was the hardest thing for me. And when I finally got it and wrote it, they all just went, there, go, now go. So surround yourself with other like-minded people and use each other as sounding boards and support each other, right? That's one of the things Isogenics, we live to do that. It's so beautiful inside this community. Does that help?
Thank you.
Okay.
You know, what I heard and from knowing you and Kathleen is both of you are so clear. You're so clear about what you want. You're loud about it, both in your head and verbally to others, and you state it. You have no worries about telling people what you want and telling your head what you want. And that's, I think, where some of us can just get so complacent and comfortable, like you said, Stephanie, comfortable with what we have, because we don't have to go out of our comfort zone. We don't have to go out loud with anything, but then nothing changes. Nothing changes. Nothing really makes a difference. And for you guys, you both, and Kathleen all the time, I will be, I am. I hear those words from her all the time. And Stephanie, I know you're so loud and vibrant with your talk, both inside your head and with yourself and other people. And that just makes me get so excited to talk out loud, say these things, get more clear, get more just loud is the word that I really want to use with everything that we want, because we are meant to receive, and it's good to want to receive, and it's good to ask to
Right.
receive.
And don't confuse loud with extrovert. People see me and they're like, oh my God, you're such an extrovert. I'm like, I know it drains me dry, but this is how I need to show up in life. This is how I need to show up in life. That's all I can say. That's how I need to show up in life to get the life that is my highest calling.
For me, what you showed me is when people talk about playing small, don't play small, play big, you put it into words. You gave me a description of what that means versus just the words. You gave me a visual of how to play big.
And one little nugget, I actually heard, use the word desire, follow your desires and follow your curiosity, because those come from a place of abundance. Even the word want and definitely the word need come from lack. Like, I want this implies at some level you aren't already complete. And need definitely means you need some. So instead of that, again, the words we use or the house we live in, say like, it's what I desire. I desire this. I try, and even if you write wants first, the word want first initially, you can change that to desire. Don't, trip yourself up. But that was a really powerful one. And I try to watch myself and use things and say things that I desire, because that implies I'm already really grateful. I just want to up level. We're just looking to up level at this point.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Can we all give Stephanie and Kathleen just some huge comments and round of applause and any kudos that you want to throw out there? Because I know we all gained so many nuggets to help us receive what we desire. And just changing that word is a huge nugget for me. I can't thank you so much. And
that was fantastic.
Go ahead, guys. Throw the kudos out there.
Thank you so much. So appreciate it. You guys are
Kathleen, you're amazing. I want to know you better.
Thank you.
And Kathleen doesn't do anything with the largest smile on her face. It's that $1 million smile. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Stephanie and Kathleen, for sharing your stories and the nuggets and the information and education. Guys, we'll be back next week with Zach Slobin. So make
Awesome.
sure to tell all your friends.
Thank you so much.
Don't know what he offers, just know you've got to be here. And we've got a continued lineup of so many incredible people and pieces of education. So we look forward to seeing you guys every week. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Have a beautiful, beautiful Thursday and weekend. Thank you, everybody.
Hey, Steph, are we doing the